Hi everybody and welcome to Moodle Support Theater. In this episode we're going to look at a new attendance module in Moodle 3.5. From your main class page you're going to come to the upper right hand corner of the screen and select the red gear symbol so we can turn editing on. Then select the area you wish to have your attendance placed. Personally, I leave mine at the top of the page, so that is where I'm going to select Add an Activity or Resource. Now from the drop-down list, I'm going to choose Attendance because it's number 2, but it's trying harder. Either you can double-click it or select the radio button, scroll to the bottom, and choose Add. In either case, you will be going to the Adding a New Attendance section. Really only two things to do. We're going to talk about how to use the attendance feature as a checkout in a separate video. If you did that, you'd change the name, but for this example, we're just going to leave it as attendance. Grade is your only other setting. Leave it at points and then determine the maximum number of points a student can get if they attend class every day, and place that in the maximum grade scale. If you're using categories in your gradebook, use the drop down to select your choice. I'd go with attendance, and then come to the very bottom of the page and choose Save. With that done, you're ready to do the next step in the process. Let's get back on the main page, and we're going to click on the attendance icon. I like to choose the All here in the upper right hand corner, and the reason for that will be evident in a few minutes, but our first step is to choose Add Session. Your first date is going to be the first day of the term. In our example, that's September 24th. Now, even if your class begins, for example, on Wednesday, use the first day of the term. The time, well, that's going to be the beginning and the end of class. Do remember we use military time, and if your class happens to begin at 3:30 in the afternoon, that's going to be 15:30. So let's use the drop downs, put that value in, and this class happens to run till 5:20, so we'll call it 17:20. Next, you're going to select multiple sessions because you're going to want to repeat this weekly, so put a check in the box and then select the day or days that your class takes place. In this case, we have a Tuesday-Thursday class. Then let's choose the end date of the term. I like to use the calendar feature so I can get quickly to the date. I'm going to choose December the 7th as the last day of the term. With that done, we're going to select Add at the bottom of the page. The reason we selected all, you'll see all of your classes filling in, and you can double check your work. Your next task, choose Status from the top row of tabs. Here is where we're going to link the symbols to the actual points you're giving. Now, by default, everybody gets 2 points. Depending on the total points you're making available, make that adjustment here. You may also customize the acronyms if you don't like the current ones. You have a 2-character and limited size description constraint. Adjust the points by typing in the proper value in each area. And note here at the bottom, you may also add a field, insert the appropriate letter, description, and point value. And the last step to updating is to come first to the Add button and then choose Update at the bottom. Version 3.5, you'll notice options for when you allow the students to mark their own attendance. When you allow that on the setup page, you can determine the number of minutes students will have an opportunity to mark themselves in class, and you can automatically set to a specific value if they don't check in. We'll be talking more about this in our next video. So once again, when you've made all of your changes, come to the bottom of the page and choose Update. Let's select Sessions next. When it's time to take attendance, you come to the right-hand column under Actions. Select the triangle. Notice if you hover, it says Take Attendance. When you give it a click, the student roster appears. Here you have your choice of the sorted list, and notice you can set status for all users here in the very top of the page. I like to do that mark everybody here, and then make adjustments for those who are actually missing. Kind of a time saver. We've come all the way to the bottom of the lower left-hand corner, and you're going to see some information you don't have to worry about. This is a counter that Moodle uses for various categories. So we fill in our attendance by checking the buttons, and of course here on the right-hand side, save at the bottom. Let's head back to the front page, and with editing still turned on, you may wish to add the attendance block. We'll come to the administration bar, come all the way down here to the bottom, and we're going to choose Add a Block, and there we see the attendance block. Give it a click. Now you may position this anywhere you like by dragging it. And if you wish, you may take attendance by clicking here. This is also a great value to the students. I'm going to come to the top of the page and show us what it looks like in a student view. Here we go. The block shows them the total points earned, classes missed, and so on. This can be a real time saver when those questions start rolling in about midterm. Okay, come on back to our next episode and we'll show you how to add this icon and end up tracking student engagement and feedback and take attendance at the same time. Between now and then, if you've got any questions, please stop by the Center for Instructional Support. We're here in Library 321 and we're here to help.